Welcome to Math 2510. My name is Carol DeFries, and I'll be your instructor this semester. The purpose of this video is to give you some information about the course and to give you some information about what you need to do to prepare yourself for our very first class meeting. This semester we're going to be using Canvas as our learning management system. When you log on to Canvas, you're going to be able to find the course syllabus. Please read through that syllabus carefully and make sure that you understand everything that you see there. If you have any questions about anything in the syllabus, make sure you ask those questions on our first class meeting. When you log on to Canvas, you're going to notice that there's a course summary that will outline what we're going to do every day of the semester. Now that also includes assignments that will be due online on days that we don't meet. Pay attention to that schedule carefully. You want to make sure that you meet all of those deadlines. There's also a calendar form of the schedule that you may find really useful to let you know when those deadlines are. Canvas is a brand new learning management system for UMSL, and it's also new for this course. So I'd suggest that you just take a little time and look around on Canvas and see what's there so that you familiarize yourself with it. When you look at the syllabus, you're going to notice that it mentions some pre-class preparation that you need to do before every class meeting. That preparation is going to involve you watching a video and also doing a few problems that you'll find on Canvas. These need to be done before the class begins. And that's because this class is taught as a flipped classroom. Now you might not be familiar with what a flipped classroom involves, but if we compare that to what goes on in a traditional classroom, it'll make a little more sense. In a traditional classroom, you get your instruction in the classroom, where you take notes, and then you go home and you work on homework. In a flipped classroom, your instruction happens outside of class, where you look at a video, and then when you come to class, you get to practice those concepts and learn more about them. That practice is going to be done in a group. So instead of looking like this, a traditional classroom with a teacher lecturing and students taking notes, our class is going to look more like this, with groups of students working together to solve problems and to understand more about the math. Now in general, that means that we'll start the class by going over material. Then you'll get a chance to work with your group. We'll go over that material that you worked with your group. And then we'll end the class with a quiz over that new material. So to participate in a flipped classroom, you have to make sure you have some sort of device, whether it's a computer or a tablet or a smartphone, to do the pre-class preparation, meaning watching some videos and doing a few practice problems before you come to class. Now, flipped learning actually is something that I found to be very successful with students, but there are some dangerous points about flipped learning. So I'd like to share with you some information that my students from previous semesters have said makes flipped learning work for them. The first is, they said to make sure you take notes when you watch the videos and to bring your notes to class. It's not a good idea to just watch that video and then not take notes because you don't know whether you're going to remember everything once you get to class. Treat that time when you're watching the video just like you would treat time spent in a traditional classroom listening to a lecture. And the other thing my students have said is that you shouldn't come to class unprepared. Because if you don't watch the videos, if you don't prepare for class before you come to class, then you're going to feel lost. And remember, you're working in a group. So all the other people in your group are going to feel a little bit let down because you're not contributing to the group. So what do you need to do before the first class? Well, log on to Canvas and then find the assignments for our first class day. Now remember, this is a summer class, so you're going to have to watch twice as many videos as you would in a regular class for every class day we're together. So there's two sections that you're going to have to be looking at, section 9.1 and 9.2. There's also pre-work, which means a few problems to practice from each section. You need to do those before our first class period as well. Once you watch those videos and you've taken notes and you've practiced those problems, make sure you bring those notes with you to class and you're going to be ready to go for our first class meeting. So I'm really looking forward to our new semester together. It's a fast semester in the summer, so you need to make sure you stay on top of things. But hopefully you'll find that this is a really enjoyable, fun experience that we're going to have together. And I'll see you on our first class day.